What's up, everybody? 360 in the house, and I am very excited to be doing yet another weekly video for you. Before we get started, I want to let you know this video is sponsored and brought to you by 4cmedia.com. Literally the best, latest, and greatest global financial and crypto news, including breaking news. So make sure you check them out. The link is below. Also, all of the other links to everything we have is down below, but also, if you like these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that notification so you get alerted every time we do a video. These are going to be weekly. And as a matter of fact, this is literally my second one this week. So, you know, I'm kind of going a little above and beyond. But this one's important because in our last video, I did a market update on Bitcoin. I want to talk about the queen of crypto, which is Ethereum, and kind of show you, this kind of goes hand in hand with the other video, to show you that not only has the cycle really not begun, but that we have not seen a top. And instead of getting captured up in narrative, false narrative especially, and fear and FOMO that has flooded crypto Twitter, because that's what gets people likes, that's what gets people follows, I want to bring some sanity, a sound mind, by using literally using logic and data that you can actually touch, taste, and feel. That's right, because it's going to smack you right in the face. Like I tell my traders, my 360 Elite, I have this slogan, and it says, once you see a thing, you can't unsee it. So once I show this to you and you see it, you know, you're not going to be able to unsee it. And hopefully it just kind of gives you some of that calmness and peace of mind so you can kind of understand, hey, we've been here before. We've seen this stuff before. We've seen this price action before, and you can be a little bit more level-headed and kind of be at peace with where we are in the crypto cycle. All right, that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. Right here on the chart, we have the predominant trend channel. Yes, from the bear market lows, and this is the bear market lows right here, this package, which we dealt with. We traded this insanely well. One of our biggest wins was coming out of this ascending triangle, and we made a lot of money on it. But anyway, that's where it began. That's where the trend began. Let me back this up so everything's on the screen here. And you can see just how effective this channel has been. All right, now we had a channel extreme down here, and extremes from trend channels literally give spot buyers insane places to place orders. Look, anywhere in here, if you'd been a spot buyer, you bought any of this channel extreme, for crying out loud, your highest buy would have been at 1,800, all right? And your lowest buy would have been at 1,500. So if you'd have been accumulating this channel extreme, okay, you could have ridden this literally to almost 4K, all right? So channel extremes give you opportunities to take opposite sides of where this protrudes from the channel. Here you have an upside one, and look, right now you are now in another lower part. You can see the channel. The channel is captured in blue, and then you have your median, and medians represent the agreed upon price from buyers and sellers, okay? And that can be from something horizontal, that can be from something ascending, like an uptrend, or descending like in a downtrend. And right here we have an uptrend one. Right now, sellers have taken price below the channel and also below the current pullback structure. And you can see this major horizontal here. And we've got a lot of people, and I demonstrated this to you on Bitcoin, but I want to do it again on Ethereum, pointing to this here as, you know, the cycle's over, the cycle has stopped, blah, 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 blah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not normally how, this is not normal for tops. Okay, and again, just like on Bitcoin, whales, when they distribute, when you have a distribution like top, whales like to grab this liquidity and sell, they begin to sell massively on these spikes up. Okay, massive dumping on these spikes up, but really you just have massive buying still. Massive buying, massive buying. So there's no, I mean, you can look at volume okay? there's no end of cycle distribution. Not only that, none of these peaks ever come and grab the liquidity from previous peaks, okay? Well, 360, you're just showing me one. Show me how it works. I can do this for you both on Bitcoin and Ethereum, but for right now, let's do it with Ethereum. Yeah, here we go. So last cycle, you get this peak here, and yeah, this is pretty nasty, but this is where all of this gets removed. So you have a top, boom, you have a top, and then price comes back down here and breaks both of these areas. But it grabs and removes all liquidity from these peaks. All right, so that's last cycle. You can see how that happens. And then I can show this to you again. And I'm gonna leave this, I'm not gonna put this in logarithmic format. Logarithmic would allow me to blow this up for you. I'm gonna kind of leave it like this. So by keeping it regular, what regular does is it regular view that we have it on. It focuses more on the current, kind of like zooms in on the current stuff, and then the older stuff it kind of zooms out on. That's the easiest way. There's more to it than that. If I was to put this in logarithmic, it'll balance a lot of that out. So that's why this looks so small in comparison, but it's going to be enough to do the trick for you here. It's going to be enough to do the trick. And then let's go back to the 2017-2018 top, which ends in a more of a parabolic type top. But here, look at this peak right here. So this is really where the end or the last part of the main buying is. All right, right into this peak right here. Yep. You can see the biggest buying bar matches up with the first peak. All right, that's the end of FOMO buying right here into this top. So you start getting some really nasty daily, it's a daily chart, candles here. They're pretty high, but your biggest ones come after liquidity is grabbed on lower volume. So you get a lower volume high, removing the liquidity from this peak, and that's it, folks. That's it. It's removed all of the liquidity. This is distribution dumping, major dumping. And then on every consecutive climb, volume descends, but volume on the selling is exacerbated. So, oh my goodness. And I'm looking at my screen here and I have not captured the volume well. So anyway, I'll have to probably, I'll post the chart and show you so you can see, but I'm realizing that my video has not captured the volume, maybe because of the way I have it set up. But anyway, the goal here is for you to see how when whales distribute, they don't leave liquidity. All right, once this is grabbed up here, the liquidity from the peak is grabbed, price never comes back up there because there's no liquidity up there, and this is all dumping. This is all dumping, all right? So you can see that in both previous cycle tops. So now I want to zoom in on, let's go to current price action again, because I want to show you that we've seen all of this before. All of this. Even the length of time in cycle is validated by this price action. But what happens is you get a lot of coloring book chartists and they look at this and it looks so ominous. Oh, look, it's a double top. Blah, 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 blah. That's the end of the cycle. I mean, okay. All right. In cycle trends, you see all kinds of nasty things that look like tops. You just do, and I'm going to prove it to you. Now, so I want you to see where we are, though. All right, here in this ascending channel that we have with Ethereum, and don't forget the Ethereum to Bitcoin pairing, and I'll have to show that to you in another video. During this whole ascension in Ethereum price, but the Ethereum to Bitcoin channel is in a massive descending channel, showing that Ethereum has yet to do what Ethereum always does every cycle, and that is eventually break out of the descending channel and take the lead. Where in Bitcoin then, even as Bitcoin is pushing to new highs, past its previous all-time high, Bitcoin dominance will drop, okay? None of this has occurred yet. And I'm going to show this to you by going back to just the last cycle, And we're going to see if we can see this. So remember, this is now August to September timeframe after the halving. So let's go back and look at the previous cycle and see what we can see. This time, I'm going to pull it up as logarithmic so that it zooms in better. You can see the price back here a little bit better. We're going to go to logarithmic view. I've got to expand this for your viewing pleasure. Yeah, so don't forget how all this looks. All right, in the time frame that it is in. All right. Yes, there we go. So we're in logarithmic view, but we're back into the early stages, same time period. We would need to go to 2000 because the halvening, the last halvening was in May of 2020. Okay, May of 2020. So that would be right about in here, this time. Yeah, so let's take a look at some of this. All right. And I want to show you some things that I think you will be very interested to see. Let me pull this back. All right. We're going to take a look at some things. Here is, let me get me some lines. Throw some lines out there. Don't worry, I'm going to place them in a minute. I just need to get this set up for you. All right, here we go. I'm going to zoom in by opening this up a little bit for y'all. All right. There we go. I'm working it. I'm working it. There we go. Remember what I said. Once you see a thing, you can't unsee it, okay? You can't. You can't. All right. Let's get this pretty. All right. Yeah. Here we go. So I'm going to show you a couple. Again, just like before, you have your uptrending channel for Ethereum coming up into this. Look at this right here. All right, this one, even this one here. This is, by the way, this is August through September. Yes. Where are we at right now? Oh, let me hone in on it. Get rid of that. Let me hone in on it. Let's look at, here we go. Let's zoom in on this. I'm going to give me a box here. Here we go. All right. We're going to come all the way out to October. Okay, let's go for right here. That's the end of September. So this is literally July, August, September to the end of September right here. Yep. Yep. All right, so just like now, in tune with the cycle. Everything is the same. We've seen all of this already. This time, it's literally matching up almost by the peg. Almost by the peg. Only this top is nasty. Why? Because they're grabbing the liquidity. And then boom, if you ever had a, hey, this is it. I mean, we've got that nice volume coming in just like we have in the current top of Ethereum. I mean, you have that accelerated, accentuated volume. This is what we've seen. People calling end of cycle now. End of cycle. Happening in the same spot, time and date in the same spot. But on this one, they actually grab all the liquidity. It's been removed. And then they dunk it. So they remove all the lower liquidity. Yep. Only what happens? Look, there's your coloring book chartist. That's it. That's over. According to them, that is what should have happened. Yeah. I mean, you even have, no liquidity up above, for crying out loud. It's all gone. You don't even have that in our top that we have right now. But people are panicking. People are saying it's over. Man, the truth of the matter is it really hasn't even begun. The cycle in accordance with its timeline looks beautiful. Looks exactly the way it's supposed to. And look at you can't see the volume on this. I will have to show you this again. Because I'll have to, I don't know why I captured the screen this way. I literally cannot move this up to show you volume. But anyway, I really wanted you to see this so you can see where we're at. Okay? Same type of gains that we've seen now, last cycle, in the same time frame last cycle. Same nasty tops. For crying out loud. Then it breaks again and you get another one. And by the way, this would be at the end of the year. Coloring book chartist, triple top, it's over. This time, the trend is picking up speed, so it never even comes back down and grabs the lower liquidity. Notice how this does. Triple top, guys, it's over. Why is it not over? And this is the other reason. Oh my gosh, and you can see the volume here, coming out here. This is what's called FOMO. This is what's called FOMO volume. You can actually see it. You never see this here. This represents the massive money starting to flow in and it's starting to pick up. We haven't seen that yet. We have not seen that yet. Now let's look at what happens. All right? Because we're here. This is last cycle. This isn't current. We're here. In time frame, in relation to the happening. Yada, 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 yada. Yeah. Yep. When you put things back in proportion, so I want to show you now all of this on one screen. I'm going to try to squeeze it all in. Matter of fact, for this, I'm going to have to go down to the weekly so I can kind of give you guys this all in one screen. Stand by. Here we go. This you're really going to love. Move some of this. Give me just a second. So the lines up here are messed up because when you change from logarithmic to regular, it does skew those. So don't look at these lines. And once I go back to regular view, I'm keeping it logarithmic because I do want you to see this in proportionality. So let me move some things so you can actually see price. So don't pay attention to these lines up here. Matter of fact, I'll just go ahead and move them so they work in logarithmic. And then I'll have to move them back. Remember, when you switch in and out of views, it is going to move your lines because it's kind of what it is focusing on certain price action over distant price action. All right, that's what regular view does. Logarithmic kind of lets you see all of it in scale. Yeah, so this is where we are. Okay. I'm trying to get all this on one screen. It's kind of squished. Move it down a little bit. There we go. And then I do need that on screen as well. All right, so I'm going to duplicate this line so you can see the previous ATH. Yeah. And here we go. Look at this. I mean, once you see a thing, you can't unsee it. Here we go. Same time frame. Dealing with this portion. Same time frame. Dealing with this portion. Channel. I already showed you the nasty tops here. I've shown you the nasty top here. No liquidity's been removed, and there's been no FOMO volume, no end of cycle volume. We literally are where we should be. I mean, this doesn't even break the previous cycle's high or touch it until about January. Now, it does begin to break upwards October, November, but it doesn't even deal with the previous cycle's all-time high until January. We are situated where we need to be. Everything looks exactly as it should. For crying out loud. I mean, it's there. It's right in front of you. There's been no FOMO volume. Golly, I wish I would have captured the screen correctly so you could see it. We've seen all this before. I've shown it to you. I just showed it to you again. When you talk about cycle tops, when you talk about end of a trend distribution, you've got to be more than a coloring book chartist. You can't say, oh, double top, oh, triple top. I just showed you 2. There's more. I just showed you 2 back here. I even showed you one where it looks like they removed the liquidity from above. And then they bear trapped it and they sent price. All is well. We are where we should be. I think we got sold. We didn't get sold, but there was an early cycle theory, which any theory is valid until proven otherwise, that the cycle was way ahead of schedule. Okay? Look, only Bitcoin was ahead of schedule, and we know why. ETF hype and FOMO, and also because of the insane limited supply that we entered the bull market with. We've never entered a bull market with just a tiny bit of supply. There's always been an abundance. It's why Bitcoin's price took off earlier. But even Bitcoin has slowed back down and caught back up. You can't unsee this stuff. You can't. There's been no distribution. People saying there have not been able to show it. I've issued the challenge 1,000 times on Twitter. Not one person has been able to demonstrate end of cycle distribution. All is normal. This is literally, it's identical, for crying out loud, to a T. And so I tell you, let the cycle be the cycle. Stop following false narrative. False narrative is good for one thing, knee-jerking you out of your crap. That's it. I am here to bring you back into a world of logic, sanity, peace, and harmony. Man, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, please, please follow us on YouTube. Set our notifications on. Go down below. You can see all of our stuff. You can see how we're trading this. Join 360 Elite, where I take it to the next level. You can see how we're trading Ethereum, where we're spot buying this, and where we're going to leverage trade this all the way up to 5K. Till next time, baby. Here comes the boom.